right, welcome in. If you're joining us on YouTube, you're probably watching this on the replay. I am going to get the TikTokers invited in, so feel free to scroll forward just a little bit here. We're going to get orders shipped. This is Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, eBay. I don't think we have anything on Grail today or whatnot. All right, let's get our TikTokers in. And if you're watching this on eBay, please feel free to ask any questions. I do have the chat open live, but you should be able to also ask a question or leave a comment afterwards. I appreciate it. I also appreciate you guys subscribing and following. I'm trying to grow this channel, so I really do appreciate that, obviously. And feel free to share this too. There's a lot of resellers out there trying to learn how to ship correctly. I mean, I know I was new at one point and I didn't know how to do this either. So hopefully we can share the love a little bit and teach people how to do this. Maybe teach yourself. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you just hear some crazy stories and some shenanigans, because that's also what happens. So, all right, let's see. I wonder who is going to get on here first today. We're going to find out. Who will it be? Let's get our windows open here. Alicia's the first one on. Mike, so close. Second on today. Hey, Rose. Good morning, Tiffany. And Nachos Daddy 73. That's a great name. Nemo, Lost Guys, Mama, and Leslie. Welcome in, you guys. Please share this out. We are shipping orders today. I know when I was a baby reseller, I still feel like I kind of am a baby. I mean, I've really only been doing this full time, totally full time, for about 5 months now. So not a crazy amount of time, but I know when I was new, I really struggled with like how to properly ship stuff, what shipping methods to use, how to maximize my shipping costs, how to make money off of shipping, how to not like eat it with the shipping, what boxes to put it in, how to correctly package stuff. So if those are anything you've ever wondered how to do, I'm sure there are other people out there that also have wondered how to do that. So let's get this shared out. Let's get some likes and some hearts and get this sucker pumping. Let's get this party started. Hi, Heidi, Dinah. Sheesh, thrifts. That's how I feel every time I see the thrift prices in thrift stores now. Sheesh, right? Hey, Heidi. All right, you guys, we are going to kick this off as we always do. We're going to start off with eBay. Now, the reason that I get all of my eBay shipping done first is because you never know when you are going to accidentally have sold things on multiple platforms. I have had this happen to me before, where I have sold the same like pair of jeans or something like that, maybe the same shirt, and I've sold it on, let's say, Poshmark, and I've sold it on eBay. Well, on eBay does not mess around. So if you have to cancel orders, you get dings on your account, and eBay is crazy about this, you guys. They will suppress your listings. They will bottom biscuit you all the way down to the bottom if you start losing rankings because you are canceling orders. So I always start with eBay. Obviously other apps frown upon that as well. Whatnot frowns, Mercari frowns. They frown, but eBay really is truly like the biggest stickler when it comes to that stuff. So Heidi, well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I owe it all to massive quantities of caffeinated beverages and a very spicy brain. Okay, we are going to start off here. I got some bangers, you guys. So we got a couple bangers today that I'm really excited about. 2 of them happened last night, right before I went to bed, which was awesome. So I'm going to hold off on those for just a second and get some of this other stuff wrapped up, because these ones are going to take us a minute to do because they are like some pretty good sales today. So we're going to set those over here to the side, but no fear, we will definitely get to them. We're just going to give it a little bit of breathing room. So we're going to start off today with a pair. Oh, live goal achieved. Holy smokes, you guys. Hey, Arizona. Holy smokes. We just got our live goal in like under 5 minutes. I got to dream a little bit bigger there, huh? Hi, Connie. You guys, thanks again for the hearts, and thank you for sharing this too. Like I said, when I was a baby reseller, I would have given anything to have been able to find people doing basic clothing shipping videos. I did find a few. There was a few out there, but there wasn't a lot at the time. I don't know how many there is now, but I was just so stinking confused with shipping and how to do it. And I had a million questions. So if you guys have any questions outside of shipping, please feel free to ask. I am more than willing to answer if I know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I will let you know I don't know the answer. Okay. So our first thing today is a pair of Levi's. If you guys have ever joined me before for any of these, you know I sell Levi's. I love selling Levi's. I sell a lot of Levi's. I'm usually able to get them at garage sales for a pretty inexpensive price. So we got these. These are a pair of 2013s. This would be what I would call more of a Y2K grunge aesthetic. It's got, you know, a little bit of discoloring. It's got a few little distress marks. These are really hot right now in the like skate community, indie community, Y2K community. Levi's are big, especially if you can find them where they have any sort of distressing. Now, would I advise going to the thrift store and spending $10 on these to flip? Probably not. But if you can get them for a good price, I would say I wouldn't pay probably more than $3 for a pair of Levi's. I'm the garage sale girl, so I am generally getting stuff at garage sales or yard sales. So I'm usually getting stuff for $1 or $2. I usually won't go over that. If it's a pair of really nice, like crisp, fresh, brand new, never been worn, I may spend $5, but that's about it. So we spent $1 on these at a garage sale. They wound up selling for $19. Now, I do all of my shipping, and if I miss any of your guys' questions, please feel free to ask again. I just may not see it the first time. And you know what? Repetition, repetition, repetition. There's nothing wrong with that. So whenever I sell anything that's over £1, I always ship it outside of eBay. So I use a site called Pirate Ship, and I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with that. If you're not, it's free to join, doesn't cost you anything, and it's a way for you to just get your labels at a little bit of a discount. So if you're charging customers for flat rate shipping, which is what I do on everything, then you will really benefit from being able to use like an outside source. I think stamps.com does it as well, but I find Pirate Ship is the best pricing. And where I live in the country, so I'm in Texas, and for me, my shipping, whenever I do my shipping, if I ship from Pirate Ship and it's over £1, it is always 100% of the time less expensive than it is to ship straight out of eBay. Now, that might not be the case for you. Every single person's location is different. These are staying in Texas. So that's awesome. I love when that happens because I know I'm about to make a little bit of money on the shipping. So these are the poly bags I use. If you go, when we're done here, if you go to the old linkity in my About Me section on TikTok, you will be able to follow the link over. And it says, I think it says reseller supplies to help get you started. I think I have bought almost every brand of the poly mailers that they have on there. And these are the ones I like the best. They're the sturdiest. They don't rip when I'm trying to use them. They don't immediately suction together. I don't know. I have really enjoyed this brand. I did, and I had someone ask this. Did you remove all the other brands? I think somebody asked this on the last live we were on, and I wasn't sure. I went in and checked, and yes, I have removed all the old brands that I didn't like out of that site, and now you can just get the ones I do like. I like them. They're inexpensive, but they work good. Now, I always include a little sticker in. This person's getting a little beach waves and a sunset. These are the Santa Way stickers, I believe. Again, those links are on my page as well if you want to check them out. I also have ordered, I think I've ordered like 7 or 8 different kinds of stickers as far as brands go. Pluses and minuses with all of them. This last one I got is the best. I think each sticker is 0.2 of a cent higher than the last stickers. So it would take you a lot of stickers to add up. They're like, 0.2 of a percent or 0.2 cents higher. But at the end of the day, I will pay 0.2 cents for better stickers. The other stickers I was getting, I would have to throw like at least 10% of the pack away because they were either inappropriate or they were like just weird. There was a tons of happy birthday ones, tons that had like kind of bossy messages in them. And I'm like, I'm looking to thank a customer. I'm not looking to be bossy. So I had to throw a lot of stickers out. I don't know if any of you get stickers to send. You don't have to do that. That's not a requirement. But if you do, just be wary of the sticker packs that you buy. A lot of those ones that have the like multiple packs, it'll show you some of the stickers that are in it. That's not always the ones you're going to get. Sometimes you're going to get these really weird and strange ones. I got a pack once that was like the alphabet. So it was a bear with like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like all the way down the alphabet, multiple of them. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Send somebody a bear with a hat and a letter Q? Thanks for buying these Levi's. Here's a Q. Like, it doesn't even make sense. So like I said, I've gone through, and these are the ones I really like these ones now. All right, so let's see. This person paid $8.50 for shipping. Ooh, yeah, baby. And our shipping is only $5.83. So can't go wrong with that. I love that we're making a couple extra bucks. That's paying for the eBay fees. That's paying for the promotion fees. That's paying for the bags and the stickers and the gas and yada, yada, yada. So love making that little bit of extra on there. Hey, Pat, hey, Leanne, and Joyce. Tracy, it's good to see you today. I'm happy to see you back on. Welcome in. And we're going to print this sucker. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's get printed. All right, we got to change this around here. We need to do the 4x6 labels, and we need it to be the Rollo printer, and perfect. If you would have ever told me that I would know how to navigate a printer, I would have definitely told you that that was not going to be true. Because I was not somebody that understood that kind of technology before doing this. I think printers always just made me angry. Okay, we are going to need to get some bags. Now, I would suggest making sure when you're doing this, if you're shipping out through multiple things, meaning if you're shipping through, UPS and you're shipping through, USPS, it's really important for you to separate those orders out. If UPS ends up with a USPS package, or if a USPS package ends up with a UPS package, you're going to have a problem. And the chances of you getting that item back and having it not be destroyed is slim to none nowadays. They have really, really, really cracked down on that whole situation. So I know resellers that have lost multiple packages. And then, of course, you got to refund the buyer because that's your bad and it's destroyed items. One of the stories I was watching someone last night, it was like a $60 or $70 item or something, and to refund the customer. So that's tough. So just make sure you keep your bags separated. So that's what we're going to do. These are going to, where are these going, you guys? I think they're going to Texas, to Matt. Matt, congratulations. You are now the proud owner of a pair of 2013 Y2K fantastic pants, if I do say so myself. So yeah, we made a couple bucks off that. We made about $3 on that order. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Anybody else like making money on shipping? You guys are like, no, we hate making extra money. It's terrible. Said nobody ever. DW, I see you. Nikki, I see you. And Chasing Rainbows. Hello, you guys. Okay, our next item here is these little guys. I scored these guys off Facebook Marketplace like a year ago. Unfortunately, I bought them like in, I guess it must have been the very end of September. It was kind of like right before we moved. And so it was like kind of too late for Halloween last time. So I was looking forward to getting these sold. There are a couple little Hallmark collectibles. I had a total of 4 of these. I had 2 of the minis and 2 of the Mickeys. I got all 4 of them for $5. And it looks like we sold these 2 for $12.91. So not like some mad profit, but it was a quick pickup. I rolled into Albertsons, got these items, went in and went grocery shopping, and it worked fantastic. So we're going to get these little guys snuggled up. Now I use Saran. I use these big guys here. I scored these off of Amazon during Black Friday. So I don't know what they are priced now. I bought like a bulk amount of them at that time. I am a bargain basement shopper. I will buy in bulk if I know it's going to save me money. So a lot of this stuff that you guys see me using for shipping supplies is stuff that I ordered probably either like a Prime Day, or I ordered it with a Black Friday or some sort of sale. So if you can find these on sale, they wind up being, I think, only like $5 a roll. And these rolls last forever. I ship all the time, you guys. And this is only my second roll. And I bought these last Black Friday. So they last a really long time. Now, that being said, I don't sell a ton of hard goods. I definitely am more of a clothing seller. However, I still think it's going to last. I mean, these rolls are going to last me probably an entirely another year. God's here, and Havoc. Havoc, how are we today? Romy says so cute. They are really cute, for sure. I know. If I was more into like the cutesy Disney, this is something I probably would have kept. However, I'm a little bit more into like the little bit darker side of Disney. Like I definitely like Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite. My dogs are named Jack and Sally. And I love Ursula. Like I'm really into like, the Queen of Hearts and more of the like characters. All right, so we're just gonna pop these in a little poly mailer. The other nice thing about getting that in the saran wrap like that is it definitely I forgot to show you guys a sticker. I think it was just a little, I don't know, did I show you the sticker? I can't remember. The nice thing about the poly bags the nice thing about the saran wrap is it keeps the tags on too. So if you're selling any items that are new with tag, the saran wrap will just keep that tag looking nice, because we forget, I think sometimes, that it's not just like Beanie Bears, which I mean, that's not really big anymore, but it's not just those kind of collectibles people want to keep the tags nice on. People want to keep the tags nice because a lot of people are going to start giving this stuff away for gifts. And we're doing the fourth quarter thing now here. And so people are purchasing things and getting stuff to be able to give them as gifts. So we want to make sure that we are taking care of those tags. Here to report, I started Depop and it's been popping. Yeah, baby. Awesome. Everybody, a round of applause for creative. That's awesome. Yeah, once you get Depop and you start doing it, I just love it. I mean, you guys know I'm a Depop girl. I sell more stuff on there than any other platform for sure. All right, let's see. These are 3 ounces, so this is not going to be much to ship. We got 6 by 4 by 2 for our sizing. Vicious, good to see you. Melissa and Betty. You have, yeah. I know Romy's like, you have sold items already. That's amazing. How much do you make approximately a month, just for idea? So I can look at last month's. We did a video on it. I have the page here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think we did like profit. It was either 3 or 4 on Depop last month. I can't remember because I could be confusing last month with the month before. I usually do anywhere between like 14 to 2,400 on eBay. Again, it just depends on what I've listed. Some stuff sells better on eBay and some on Depop. Those are my primary ones. Poshmark, I really only make probably around, I don't know, anywhere between like 600 to 1,000 a month. So it's not too much on Poshmark. Mercari is probably 600. Grailed is maybe 100. Whatnot is like 50 maybe, because I haven't done any Whatnot shows. So that's about where I'm at right now. I got big goals though. By this time next year, I really want to be in that 6-figure situation. I gave up my career, my regular standard, what everyone would think of as just a regular old career, to do this. So I want to get to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling like it was all worth it. So, I'm not like making $20,000 a month like some resellers are, but we're getting there. We're working. Hey, Hustle, that is a good question though. And you know what? A lot of people won't tell you. I'm just an open book. I'm going to tell you because I want you guys to have realistic expectations about stuff. Good afternoon. Creative said, I listed my top 10 things that scream Depop and 5 has sold. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. I love that. That makes me happy. You'll get there, Romy. Depop is really a matter of having the right aesthetic over there, especially like anything in the Y2K or like band or grunge is really big right now, 90s. But it's also about getting a few reviews too. A lot of people on Depop won't purchase until they see you have some reviews because it's a lot easier to get a Depop account than it is to get an eBay account. So there's a lot of like suspicious accounts over there. So yeah, let's cheers her on, you guys. That's awesome. I love that. I love seeing that. Just keep posting. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Yeah. All right, you guys. I love seeing you cheer each other on. All right. So they paid let's see, $5.99 for shipping. The total cost for shipping was $4.11. So we made a little bit on that. And our Mickey and our Minnie are going to be on their way. Oh man, this one banger in here is very exciting. Okay, so the next one here we have is an Ariat shirt. Now this one's interesting because this is a women's Ariat pearl snap button up. A couple weird, unique things about it. One, the pearl snaps were diamond, which is what really got me excited. Two, it's got that like paisley, hippie, boho, lagan look to it. And it's Western. So the amount of descriptive keywords I was able to use in this listing was bananas. I had a hard time finding a comp for it. I couldn't really find a whole bunch online. So I just kind of went with what I thought. It took a minute to sell. I think this has been listed for a couple months now. And it wound up selling for $22.80. I got it for $1 at a garage sale. So anything is good. It was one of those things. I think I started it out at like 29 or 30. And then I did the delist relist thing maybe like 4 weeks ago. And it still took a second to sell. Now, that being said, my Ariat men's stuff sells really fast. But I think just that this was a women's. And if you're wondering how you can tell is the buttons. So women's shirts all have the buttons. I hope I'm not go backwards on this. I'm on the spot. Women's buttons are left. Men's buttons are right. Let me know if I'm incorrect about that. But that's how you can tell the difference between a men's and a women's shirt. And you won't categorize it wrong. There's nothing worse than categorizing something in the wrong category, because the ability for someone to return that item is really easy. I mean, that's an easy. You're not going to win that case. It doesn't matter what they do to it. You put it in the wrong category, that's a you bad, and especially that goes for really eBay. So we're putting our little thank you card in here. I always let them know, follow me. And by the way, thanks for the follows for any new followers. So follow me. I appreciate your business. Make sure to leave a review, because those reviews are so important. Those reviews are going to be what gets you more clout. It's going to make you look more reasonable and trustworthy. And then this person's getting this adorable sticker. Look at that one. That is really cute, you guys. It's not going to make it up on the board. We reserve this board for like super special ones that either you guys love or I come across that I love. So they're getting this cute little one. Hi, Kaylee. Oh, yes. Hi, Nurse. Congratulations on winning the giveaway on Arizona and Hustle's thing last night. Kaylee, thank you. It matches your waves. Oh my gosh. What do you put for the buyer's review on Depop? I keep it really simple. So you mean what? Rewind. I'm going to need a clarification what you mean, Vicki. Do you mean what am I asking them to say as a buyer, or what am I saying about the buyer? What's your meaning on that? Okay, let's see. This is coming in hot at 6.5, which means we are going to round that up, I believe. Yeah, we better. I mean, you know what, you guys, if it costs me 10 cents more and I don't get the package back, then I am a happy clam. That is not 82 inches wide though, so we're going to need to fix that. So let's take a look at what we've got. This is going to Mary in Maryland, and she paid $6.99 for shipping, and we are paying $4.47. So we made about, I know it is a double Maryland. Mary in Maryland. Mary squared. It's a Mary entendre. Mary entendre. This is what we do, and I hope you're cool with that. Okay, so we made like $2.50 on this, which is great. It'll cover all of the fees and everything. Normally, I would have only had this shirt at $5.99. I don't think I realized I put $6.99 on the shipping on that. That could be why it took a minute to sell. That's interesting. I think I just assumed that it was as heavyweight as some of the men's pearl snaps, but it wasn't. So that's okay. We made $2.50. It sat for a couple months, but you know what? A couple months is better than a couple of years of sitting, right? Correct. Saying about the buyer. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clarify, Vicki, just a second. So I keep it really simple. I usually say, great buyer, thanks again for your order, hope to see you in the future. Simple, easy, to the point. You got to remember the demographic age on Depop is like 18 to 30, 35 kind of at the higher end. So you want to just keep it really basic, really simple. A lot of those folks are only going to read really small things. They're not going to read big, long ones. In fact, when I get a long review on Depop, I'm kind of like shocked and surprised myself. What are your pronouns? I'm Charity. I say fast payment. It's kind of sarcastic to Depop. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And Bailey's right. Depop, because of the age group, it's more of like friends hanging out and chatting. You know, I mean, there's like Rizzlers and Skibbities and Ohios and all things I don't really understand. But that's, you know, that's kind of a little bit more Depop-y. I love Depop. It is just that's the age group. Okay. The next thing we've got here is Rag and Bone. So this is SKU 867. We just listed these. Now, this is a brand I hadn't sold a whole lot of. I picked these up for like $1 at a sale or 50 cents at a sale. I didn't really know much about it, but I saw them and I was like, that's an aesthetic I can sell. I kind of thought that these would sell on Depop faster than eBay, but you know, they sell where they sell. So they have really nice whiskering along the top. You guys can see the horizontal whiskers there. And that right there is going to be something that's really going to help you to sell a pair of pants, is including that in your description. Whiskers, horizontal whiskers on top. That just means like that's the new school version of saying, you know, faded lines is basically what that is. Okay, so we are for sure going to put this over into pirate ship because there's no way that I want to pay extra for shipping. We need to get a sticker. Let's see, what are they getting here? They're getting like a cute little kitty cat mouse. Kitty cat mouse? What do you guys think that is? I don't know. Vicki says all, Melissa. All right, popping that in. And we're going to put this in our bag. And then I like to get these as small as possible. The size really does matter. So if you've got jeans in a poly mailer this size, I would highly suggest getting real good at kind of grabbing, see if I can do this without having it stick wrong, grabbing these edges and really pushing that down as far as you can get that to make that more of like an 8x8 or an 8x10 versus a 12x9. Because like I said, it really, really will make a difference. Okay, so we're going to copy this. They paid $8.50 for shipping. That's kind of my standard price I put on all of my shipping stuff for jeans. That being said, that is not going to ring true to wherever you live unless you live by me, because the shipping is going to be totally different everywhere. Oh, wow, these are going to Texas too, you guys. Bam! We're having a day. We're having a day. The gods of reselling and shipping are smiling upon us today. So if you are curious if it's going to be less expensive for you to ship stuff through pirate ship, All you got to do is just go on a pirate ship. They have a rate section. You can put in an address. So what I did is I found an address of a Starbucks up in Maine. And then I have my old address from where I used to live at the very tip of Washington State. And I used that one. And I used those two addresses to get like a metric for what things would cost me to ship. And then I just made myself like a little, what do you want to call it? Like a sheet that was like, if something weighs between this and this, charge this price, this and this, charge this price. And I really used that sheet for probably like a month until I really got to know the weights and sizes and stuff of stuff. And how much it would cost. $8.50 for me is about the standard fare. There are pairs of pants I've shipped up to Maine and like upper New York that have cost that much. Same thing with Washington. That way I'm charging the most amount I can. And then I can usually get a little bit difference in the shipping. Hey, baby, can you hear me? No. Thank you. Can I get a seltzer, please? Please and thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you receiving water for my body. It gets thirsty when it's underneath these bright lights. Okay, so this is $5.71 on UPS. So we made what? $3 and almost $3. Hey, thanks. Good looking. So we made almost $3, right? We charged $8.50. Math is coming into play. So we made about what? $2.79. That math is probably incorrect, but we're going to pretend that it is correct, and we're just going to go with it. How's that sound, folks? Do we like that? Marie says, ooh, I love that. Da 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 da. Man, it's amazing the jingles that get stuck in our head. Oh, you guys, do you want to know what jingle I had stuck in my head yesterday? Before you answer, and no, it's not J.G. Wentworth. It could be that, but it's old school. It is a really old school jingle that probably maybe 20% of you would know. And it's going to take you back to like childhood. Does anyone want to hear the jingle that was been stuck in my head? It's been almost 2 days now. I can just hear it like playing over and over in my brain. Is anyone interested in hearing a very old jingle that the second I start singing it, it's not Mentos. You would think it's Mentos, but it's not Mentos. Let's see. Do we have anybody interested? No, my baloney has a first name. I know that one. We wear short shorts. They wear short shorts. Nope, it's not that one, but that's a good one too. Nobody's got it yet. All right, ready? It's short and it's sweet, but it has been like in my brain for like 48 hours now. Ready? You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean with like the towel. Remember like the zestfully towel? You're not really clean unless you're zestfully clean. You're welcome. Now you all are going to have that stuck in your head for the whole day. Justin just said that's so cruel. I'm just sharing the love with you guys. I'm just sharing the love. That's all. Okay. The next thing we have, I don't want to unwrap these because they're already wrapped, but I will show you what these look like. So until you get really good at spotting uranium glass, I can pretty much spot it a mile away now. But until you get really good at spotting uranium glass, I would suggest getting yourself, where is it? One of these. So if you're garage sailing or you're thrift store shopping, this is in our links in the bio too. You can get these. This is the one that I like because of I had looked up, man, someone's going to butcher me on this, but I had looked up what light you needed to be able to not only see uranium, but also I think it was magnesium. Anyways, I can't remember. This is the one I got because it was the one that was like most recommended. It's got the purple light in it. And what it'll do is when it shines in, it'll shine on the glass. You guys aren't really going to be able to see this right here through this and through my light, but it means that it's uranium and it's a really sought after thing. People collect it. So grab yourself one of these, keep it in your car, keep it, with you in your purse when you're thrift store shopping. Like I said, I'm pretty good at spotting it now. I haven't been tricked in quite a while, but it is a great easy flip. So I got these for 25 cents a piece. I wish it had been a set of 4. It was only a set of 3. So we sold these for 23 bucks. And this cost me 75 cents. So Hustle's like, oh, thanks. Now that's going to be stuck in my head. I sing that every time I pass the bars of soap. It's amazing, you guys, how those things get stuck in our head. It's like the JG Wentworth. I know you guys know exactly which one I'm talking about. Like, it's like the never ending 877 cash now. Let's see, what's the weight on this going to be? So I think we're going to be able to keep this under a pound, which would be great because then it'll be insured just in case, you know, like it's tough with glass because glass definitely breaks so easily. So we're going to wrap this really well. I have definitely been accused of being an over packager. And you know what? I'm okay with that title because I have only had 2 things ever break. One of them was not my fault. It was a very rough post office situation. And one of them was my fault. It was like 4 p.m. I was trying to get to the post office in time, and our post office here closes at 4:30. So I was just rushing, and I put it was a collectible set of 4 Looney Tunes cups, and I put them in a priority mailing box. It was too short. My gut said it was too short, and I did it anyways. And then, of course, I deeply, deeply regretted that. So I don't do that now. I try to get to shipping earlier in the day. I will be honest, I had a bit of a slow start today. I worked kind of late last night. We had a really fun time actually with Arizona and Hustle. We did a little resellers interview thing, which was great. And I was up a little bit later, and then I just wanted to get a little extra work done. Man, I'm just a workaholic sometimes. So I stayed up a little late. So I definitely had a little bit of a late start. I slept in today. And I'll tell you what, guys, though, that's the great thing about this job is I don't have a boss calling me up. Where are you? Your client is waiting. Why aren't you here? And you're like, oh, you know. So I will take that any day. Oh yeah, don't forget, remember to honk when you drive by Vern Fong. Boop boop. I enjoyed last night's live. Oh, Snapdabble. That's fantastic. You know, Snapdabble, interestingly enough, I actually started following you first, I believe, because I had somebody say, oh my gosh, you have to follow Snapdabble. You guys are so much alike. You guys like a lot of the same stuff. So that's nice to see on here. You maybe call me, right? Okay, so let's get these wrapped up. Here's my rule. Ready? Is it bouncing? Yep, it's bouncing on the table, so I know I'm good. Is that risky? Yep, but I'd rather have it, you know, make a sound on my table and me be like, well, I'll rewrap that. That's how I know I have wrapped something good enough is if I can literally bounce it off of my table, and then we're going to stuff this full of some bubble wrap. I buy my bubble wrap from Bubble Boy, and I just wait until they have a really good sale. So every once in a while, Bubble Boy will have, we're going to do a little cute water bottle in there. Every once in a while, Bubble Boy will have a huge store-wide sale, and they'll do like free shipping. And that's when I get my bubble wrap. I try to get everything, like I said, in bulk if I can. I'm just checking to make sure. Is everyone tucked in here nicely? Got all this foam. You guys have probably heard the story before. But I got all this foam from a guy here in town. They put the letters and numbers on street signs. So they get the metal shipped to them, and it comes in these giant rolls of this stuff. I got like 40 of these for free. So it never hurts to reach out to businesses. You know, keep your eye out on Facebook Marketplace. Always keep your eyes out for stuff because you never know when you're going to find something out there. I know I tend to get frustrated with Facebook Marketplace because it seems like I won't find anything on there forever. And I feel like I spend time looking. And then every once in a great while, I'll end up with something, you know, really cool that I can't believe I got or scored or something like that. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens sometimes. All right, this has a couple stickers on it. We're going to tear those off. Fragile stickers. Do these work? I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to that. All I know is I stick them on here because it doesn't really cost me anything. And I hope that the people are being good about it at the post office. I mean, here's the thing, guys. We do what we can, right? It costs me like hardly any money for these things. I've had this same roll for like, I mean, we gotta be at a year now for the same roll. It's in my link if you're interested. They weren't expensive. I think they were like $5 or something like that for like a giant roll. Hopefully the postman sees that. I don't know. You know, what are you gonna do? We do our best. Awesome. Guys, we kept it under a pound. It's exciting. All right, so we are at 0 pounds, 12 ounces. And our measurement, it's funny, I can look at a poly mailer and tell you what the size is on it. I cannot look at a box and do the same. So we are at 6, 6, and we're going to call that 7. Always round up. 6, 6, 7. And I don't think this is going to be very expensive. Oh my gosh, you guys. No. Okay, you cannot make this up. This is going to Texas too. That is what, 3 items already going to staying in Texas. Bam. So they paid $6.99 for shipping. This is 5 bones. And because it is ground advantage, which means it's under a pound, it's going to have $100 insurance on there. So for any reason it gets broken or anything like that, I will be able to get reimbursed, especially because the person will have to send pictures of this amazing package job that we did here. You hear it makes it worse. Yeah, you know, I mean, it probably depends on the postal worker. Like, are they having a bad day, or it depends on the mailman? All I can do is hope. So, fragile equals kickball. I was gonna say that too. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I use fragile stickers, and like I said, I've only had 2 things broke. One was at the very beginning when I first started reselling. And that was not my fault. The post office literally, like, it looked like it had gone through a conveyor, and then just like the whole box was just annihilated. There was like rips up the corrugated cardboard. It was fully not my fault. Second one, fully my fault. I had no business putting those cups in that, and that's what you get when you rush. So I don't know. We'll hope, right? On the flip side, I know I wrap things good enough. Maybe they are kicking it, and maybe I'm just that good at wrapping. So the poster workers, that's funny. Hey, Jocelyn. Okay, let's see what we got next, you guys. What are we shipping out? All right, we got a pair of hunter boots. Now, these are ones I knew. I sell a lot of hunter boots. I knew on these ones I was not going to get a ton of money. I found these at a thrift store. My son and I, when we would garage sale last summer, if for any reason it was just kind of a bust, or we went to a garage sale that was over by this one little Good Samaritan's thrift store, we'd stop in occasionally, and they had like a whole back room. And I got a lot of like vintage Eddie Bauer there at one point, and we pick up things here and there. It was mainly just for him and I to go have fun. The rest of the place was overpriced, but this one little section was pretty good. And I got these boots. They wanted $9, but it was a 50% off sale. So I got them for like $5. Now, somebody was outside spray painting and doing a project and spray painted with these boots, which obviously that's in the listing. So I knew I wasn't going to make a ton off of them. The size tag is also gone on these. So I knew that I was going to have to figure out what size they were and go through all of that. All said and done, I didn't have to clean them. I didn't have to do a bunch of work. You know, these are definitely, someone's getting these boots because these are like a work pair of boots. These are not like I'm going to wear some cute hunter boots and walk around the city. This is like, I am a farmer and I actually need these boots for like farm stuff. I don't know what to call it. What do you call it on a farm? Justin's dying. Farm stuff, outdoors things. What's outdoors? The only thing I do outdoors is go to punk rock shows and garage sale. Not true. I do mini golf from time to time. I know. Charity, you need to get outside. You need to enjoy the great outdoors. Ugh, the great outdoors just sounds buggy and dirty. And I mean, I grew up with a mom that literally her idea of fun was taking me camping for 2 weeks at a time. So I literally grew up outdoors. So I think that's why now I'm like, oh, outdoors. That sounds so fun. I would rather be inside playing video games, but I mean, that's who I am. So sit me down in my chair with, a cold beverage, a bowl of popcorn with some brewer's yeast. I know that sounds weird, right? You got to try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And, a good movie, preferably something sci-fi or something kind of nerdy. You put me down for that, I'm all in. You wear those boots down the runway? Oh, Jem, I'm a model on the side. Did you buy these boots? No, you did not buy these boots, because these boots are definitely made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Just kidding. These boots are definitely for someone that is literally looking to wear them for like a farm thing. So for hunter boots, what I usually do is put a little foam over each side. The reason I'm using foam and not paper, I know people are like, I can't believe you're using all that foam on there. Guys, I got the foam for free. I have so much foam. And paper weighs more than this foam. So because I charge flat rate shipping and I pad my shipping, I want to do whatever I can to save myself a little bit of money. And since paper isn't free, but since this foam was free, it's just more like, oh, sorry for the squeaks, guys. That is brutal. It's just a better deal for me to do this with the foam than it is paper. If I had gotten the paper for free, we might be having a different conversation. So I usually wrap these together with just a little bit of a piece of plastic. And the reason I do that is because if I don't, they get loose in the bag and they wind up kind of, flip-flopping around in there. And I don't want them getting any more damage. I want them to literally show up in the exact same condition that they were when they bought them, because I don't want any reason for someone to be like, these boots have 1 dot more scuff marks than they had when I looked at the picture. So I want to return these boots because they're already trashed, but I want some scuff marks. I didn't want them with scuff marks on them. So you know what's going to happen. You know what's happening. And we're just going to get kind of messy here on the wrapping of this. I mean, I'll be honest with you. My son actually was the one that called me out on it. He's like, Mom, how come when you wrap your stuff for shipping, it looks like you're wrapping Christmas presents? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your wrap jobs are so intricate. Why are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was doing that. Oh, we just sold some. Hey, baby, we just sold some on Depop if you can pull it. So I definitely don't wrap as nice as I used to, but I'm trying to wrap these and get them as small as I can for me, because that's going to save me money. Yeah, punk rock shows. Yeah, baby. Libby says farm chores, and for me, gardening, walking the dogs. That's these kind of boots are perfect for that. How did you get free foam? Yeah, so there was a guy on Facebook Marketplace, and he works for a company in town. You guys know the big signs on the sides of the roads that say like, Austin this many miles away, Dallas this many miles away. So what his company does, these are how this is made. It's kind of interesting, actually. The signs come to this company, and then this company puts the lettering on it. So their job is to make sure the lettering's all straight, and they do it with lasers and all this. He showed me how they do it. It's actually really cool. But when the signs come, they're brand new metal wrapped in this foam, and it's not sharp, so it doesn't cut the foam or anything like that. They come, and then when they make these, they can't re-put the foam on top of it because it pulls the lettering off. So they just roll it up and stick it to the side. So this dude had a giant warehouse wall of this foam. I grabbed 40 rolls. That's all I could fit in my car. And it was stuffed. We were driving home. Justin's got rolls on him. We're looking through little spaces to get to safely drive home. Fortunately, it was close to where we lived. But yes, I got it for free. So I've tried to keep up with a relationship with this gentleman just because I want to make sure that I get them in the future. I've messaged him a couple times. I haven't really heard anything back. It's probably just the type of guy that doesn't really go on Facebook, and he just happened to be putting something up on Marketplace, and I just happened to see it. In my Facebook bio, it says that I'm a Star Wars nerd, because I am. And he's like, oh, I picked you because you love Star Wars, and I love Star Wars. I was like, perfect. Star Wars, paying off. All right, these are going to Ellen and Maryland. Okay, what is happening? We have shipped to 2 places today. We have shipped to Texas and we have shipped to Maryland. This is so weird. What is going on? All right, now for something like this on Pirate Ship, you cannot put this as coming in a poly mailer because it can't be bent. It can't be moved. I mean, you could a little bit, but not much, right? So this has to technically be what's called like a box or rigid packaging. So you will have to put the length, width, and height. The reason I like doing the poly bags, list that type of packaging on Pirate Ship if I can, is because you only have to put the length and the width. You don't have to put the height. So you can get away with like poofy jackets and stuff like that. So let's see, what do we got here? It looks like we have 17 inches by 11. So 17, 11, 5. 17, 11, 5. And then let's see what we've got for weight here. And with these kind of things too, you want to make sure you get them on your scale, like a couple different positions. So these are going to be 4 pounds, which is about what all my hunter boots wind up being that are the tall ones. Maybe a little less. Let's take a look here. No, we're going to call that 4 because I do not want to get dinged on that. So sometimes I'll just hold it, release. I mean, yeah, I think we're at 4. We're going to reweigh here. Sometimes it's tough with the weird stuff. Yeah, we're just going to go with 4 because I don't want to get naughty puppied and get like a fine fee or get them sent back to me. Yeah, super score, right, Livy? Crazy score. Jackie, hello. While we're here too, you guys, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you for the people that have followed. I saw a couple of you. I did not miss you. I see you there. Thanks for following. And also, thank you for reposting this. I do very much appreciate that. Hopefully, we are helping out the masses. Okay, so let's see. This is going to go Ground Advantage. It looks like 11.13, which is about what I usually wind up spending for Ship and Hunter boots. In the tall ones, the mid calves aren't as much, but it's that extra little bit, a couple inches that really makes a difference for the shipping price there. So, oh, Pirate Ship is so cute. You guys, the Pirate Ship guy, or honey, the pirate, and you guys, the Pirate Ship guy has like Halloween costumes he's cycling through. It's like a pirate and a mummy, and like a little ghost. Oh, I love little things like that. That just makes my day. All right, Ellen, your boots are on their way. You are ready to garden or walk the dogs or farm or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. What's in these boots? All right, put these in our bag and moving right along. Dub rub. That's fun to say. Hey, dub rub. Rub a dub dub. Okay, and we are going to put that tracking number in. All right, we got a couple eBay bangers, you guys. Very excited about these. And we are USPS on that. Okay, save and continue. All right, so the first banger is these just sold last night. These definitely took a minute to sell because of the year, the size. These are the Nike Air Max. These are the LeBron 19s. They are in really good condition, minus, where is it? See, it's so small. Minus the very tip of that here, there's a few scratches. And people that are looking for these kind of shoes, a lot of times if they're looking for like the LeBrons and they're collecting like the series, they really want them to be like kind of like in the flawless situation. So I kind of had a feeling that these were going to take a minute to sell. They're also a pretty large size, if I remember. I think they're like a 12 or so. I mean, that's not a super huge size, but it's big enough that it does take a second to sell. All right. Now with these are going to have to be authenticated by eBay. And I saw a question on a group I'm in. Someone had this question. Is I sold it, or I tried to sell a pair of shoes, but it says they have to, be authenticated. I don't know what to do. So all you do with these kind of shoes, guys, if you're listed on eBay and it says that they need to go through the authentication process, you'll notice in the shipping area when you go to list that there won't be an option for you to charge shipping, because what happens is these get shipped out to a company. actually there's multiple locations that do this, but these get shipped out and these get authenticated. So someone's going to take the shoes out, they're going to look at them, they're going to check them, they're going to make sure that these are the real shoes and that they're not, you know, a fake pair. And so they are going to do that for you. Now, I have not had this happen to me, but I have seen this happen where someone had a pair. They knew that they were real. I know that these are real. I'm 100% confident. But I have seen it where people will say, you know, I sent a pair of shoes out or I sent a purse out to get authenticated and eBay said it wasn't real. Well, every once in a while that's going to happen. It's not saying your thing isn't real. It's just saying it didn't pass its metric test, or maybe the person that was testing it wasn't familiar with that. I don't know, guys. I don't know any authenticators. I don't know what the rules are or why those are the rules. I just know that that's the way it works. So every once in a while, great. So every once in a while that will happen. If that happens to you, that doesn't mean you can't sell them on other platforms. So you can always go and, you know, sell those on Poshmark or Depop or Mercari or somewhere else. You're just not going to be able to sell them on eBay, which is fine. One of the places I sell the most shoes that are like this, in fact, I kind of thought these would sell there, is Grailed, actually. So Grailed for me is the place that I get the most, like, I don't know what you want to call it, like larger sales or whatever you want to call it. That's where I get my higher end shoe sales is there. And so I am it's always surprised when they sell elsewhere. Now the nice thing about Grailed is that Grailed will authenticate the shoes before they finish listing. So if you put up a pair of, like, when I put these up on Grailed, the Grailed process will actually, it's kind of like, if you guys are familiar with, there's an app called Check, which is a great app to use if you want to find out if shoes are real or not. You can buy coins or tokens, and you can get like a bundle of them for $5 or something. And it allows you to use these coins or tokens to get your shoes authenticated through Check. And I've used it a couple times. I found a pair of fake Jordans that way. And I was like, I don't think these are real, but I'm going to check anyways. I got them for free. So I was like, oh, I'll just check it. And they didn't pass check. But Grailed is great because they will just go in and they will authenticate the shoes. And then you'll get a notification that says, you know, congratulations, your shoes have passed the check. They have been authenticated and they're now for sale. So that's great because then you don't have them sitting up in the store waiting, hoping that you're going to sell them and then not end up with being able to sell them, because what will happen is if eBay's authenticators say, no, these aren't real, even if they are, purse, shoes, anything like that, then they just get sent back to you with a little card. It's a little, like, I've seen it online. It's like a reddish yellow card that just says, I'm sorry, this item did not pass, you know, blah, 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 just like normal eBay verbiage, if you will. So that works really, really well. Hi, I need your help on Depop. Question coming in. Buyer sent message and wants to cancel order. How do I do that, or can I do that? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think I've had that happen to me on Depop before. So I'm going to have to go with, I don't know the answer to your questions, Rifty. I'm not sure. I would, first of all, try Google. Depop also has a way to contact them, and usually you can connect with them through email. That's how I get a hold, because I'm dealing with Depop right now. I had something happen again. I'll tell you guys the story. It's really interesting. So I would do that. I'm not sure how to answer you on that one. That's really interesting. Thank you for bringing something in my space I don't know the answer to, though. And if you find out, Thrifty, will you shoot me a message and let me know? That way I know for next time too, if someone asks it or if I come across that issue. All right. So now how this goes is this is going to go FedEx. So this one is going to go to New Jersey. There's a couple different places that there are authenticators, and this one's going to New Jersey. So this will get shipped out to New Jersey. They will authenticate it, and then they automatically ship it out to the buyer. So Great side is we sold these. Downside is my butt's got to drive to FedEx, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Moving right along. Thank you, Thrifty. Go to sold items, click the item, and scroll down to refund sale. There we go. Sarah coming in with the clutch. Thank you, Sarah. On a phone or computer. Okay, great. Yeah, that's one nice thing I will say about Depop is because they want to be a mobile app. I think you can reach all the features on mobile, which is great because we all know that is not the case with eBay. All right, you guys ready for the really big eBay banger for the day? Okay, so I got this item for $2. I made friends with a lady at a toy garage sale. She had just sold a monster, my pet monster toy to someone else that was there. And I was so bummed because it's literally on my holy grail of things to find. And it was in the box. So, right? So I'm telling her I love old toys and I collect some stuff. And I'm telling her I keep some, I pass them along. And she makes friends with me. We stay in contact. I wind up getting a few things from her. And then she says, hey, I used to work at Toys R Us years ago. I have a whole shed full of toys I bought for my kids. They've never used. And my grandkids don't seem to be into any of this stuff. Would you be interested? So I said, sure. What is it? And she said, it's all new in box, never been opened, never been used, Toy Story vintage, and some Monsters, Inc. Now, Monsters, Inc. is one of the hardest things to find. These are almost impossible. For whatever reason, when Monsters, Inc. came out, they just did not release a whole lot of toys. Like Toy Story vintage back in the day, so much stuff. Monsters, Inc., not as much. I don't know if they just thought the toys were scarier, or maybe they were, who knows? I don't market for them. I have no idea. But they just didn't release a lot of Monsters, Inc. toys. So when you can find them, they are always a grab. Hi, Jennifer. So I got this for $2 and we settled on $175. So this is a major bolo. I mean, this is brand new. This is as crispy as you can get. Excellent, crazy condition. I will for sure be patting this puppy. I think I'm going to need to get a box for it. Do I have a box in here? Hey, baby, can you find me a box for Boo? That's funny. Acknowledge if you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. Can you come look at this and then find me a box for this? She needs something that's going to have a little bit of space for her because I don't want the cardboard to get messed up. So while he's looking for that, we will move over to another platform. But can you guys believe that? Bought for $2 is what it wound up being when I broke down how much I spent on all these toys. So the entire lot cost me, I think it was $125. What's that? Do you want to just take her with you if you're very gentle, careful, and respectful? Thank you. Love you. So the whole lot was, I think I spent $125 on it. We have already profited probably $1,500, and we still have stuff in the store that I just need to delist and relist. So crazy good find. So if you guys find Monsters, Inc. stuff, even if it's not new in box, now it needs to be the originals. I'm not talking about a remake or something like that. I'm talking, 2001, 2002. If you can find them, snag them because they are very hard to find. And I had another one of these that talked, and it sold for like $220 or $230. So thank you, Irene. That's the lady's name that I got it from. Okay, let's move over to Poshmark. There's probably not a whole lot on there. You guys know I'm not a big Poshmark seller. Although weirdly enough, last week we sold everything on Poshmark. This week's been a little bit slower. Ironically enough, a Toy Story item is what sold over on Poshmark. This stuff, these newer versions of this stuff is just not worth what the other stuff is. I got this in a lot of plush. It didn't come with that other stuff that I gotten from Irene. This just came in a lot of plush. So I listed it. I think we made like $5. I mean, it is certainly nothing to sneeze at. But $5 is $5. I didn't have to clean it. It was easy to list. And a lot of times, what I like doing with plush is I like getting it up on Poshmark because I generally will have someone buy like 2 or 3 plush items at once. Then I can just ship them all together, in a flat rate box, and it just makes it easy. That didn't happen this time. But you know what? Regardless of what I sell something for, I'm always going to respect the item. So I'm still going to wrap him up and make sure he's good. I'm not looking to, not take care of this customer, even if it was only a $5 purchase, because you never know. This person that's getting this Toy Story plush might be testing me out. They might be testing to see how this item comes before they're going to maybe order some of the vintage Toy Story stuff I have on there. So we never know what the situation is. So I think respecting each and every item you sell is just absolutely imperative. I see pictures of some of the stuff. I'm in a couple different like Facebook groups. We all probably in them as well. And you see some of the packaging people do, and it's just like antique figurine packaged, in a box without any bubble wrap. And it's like, what is going on? So Teresa in California, you're getting a cute little Buzz Lightyear to the rescue. Man, that I can't get enough Toy Story. I think I've watched each of those multiple times. Oh, perfect. If you want to just, let me put them over here, actually. One of them got her in it. Okay, I see it. Thank you. Thanks, baby. Appreciation. You're my husband, and I appreciate you. Okay, and let's get this guy in here. Another little trick for Poshmark too is make sure you get your labels on these bags before you actually put the item in. I know that seems like a simple trick, but these Tyvek bags, the Rolo labels come off really easily. So if I get them on first before I do the package, they don't seem to pop off as much. So that's just a little tip. Nothing big or fancy. That's it for Poshmark, guys. I mean, y'all know I'm not a big Poshmark person. Okay, moving over to Mercari. And then we'll come back and do our little boo here. So we're going to go to seller dashboard. And they changed all this a little bit, so I'm still getting used to it. They changed this back end. When I got an update, it was like, whoa, this is different. So we got 7 things over, no, 3. How many? Oh, we got quite a few on Poshmark, or on Mercari today, actually. All right, so our first thing over here is this. Now, I have had this forever, and this is why it's so important to go through your old listings. What up, Tino? Apparently, you have to have a card in for your refund, which is weird. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting, Thrifty. I'm not sure. It might be maybe if you don't have a Depop balance. So if you don't have money in there, because Depop only cashes you out, like, what is it, like once a week or something like that? So I'm not sure. I haven't come across it yet, so I'm not positive. So this is a SKU 44. We are currently on 941. So that tells you how long I've had this stinking shirt. So I've been going through my old listings. I've been doing about 10 a day, trying to find the hot mess that was Charity when she first started doing this. And lordy, there was 0 measurements in the photo. There wasn't a picture of the back of this. The picture was super dark. It was not in square mode. And the title was Cool Vans on the Wall t-shirt. I don't know that there was a size in it. So that's why it didn't sell. I just delisted and relisted this maybe 4 days ago. And of course it sold. So this is a Y2K Vans off the wall t-shirt. It's got like a really cool gradient on it with like the sun up here. I picked this up at one of the very first yard sales I ever went to, Miss Deb D'Angelo's, and she had her son must have been like maybe 35, 38, right in there. And he had all of his old skate and surf stuff out. So tons of Vans, tons of Quicksilver. There was some Billabong in there, some OP. There was just a whole bunch of different stuff in there. So I have been slowly selling that stuff over the years. The vintage Quicksilver went pretty quickly. I think this would have gone faster, but like I said, I just had such a horrible listing. So it's much better now. Now it says Y2K Vans off the wall gray graphic t-shirt, men's large surf skate, and then SK8 retro. So that is way better. All right, we're gonna make this as small as we can, get it in a bag. This is Mercari. So I'm not gonna make anything on the shipping or anything like that, but I'm not paying fees. So I don't have to worry about that. The only thing with Mercari that you need to be overly cognizant about is that Mercari is sticklers for the size, the weight of your package. So when you're putting this in, when you're putting your items in Mercari, you have to make sure, double check that your weight is correct and that your sizing is correct. Because if you don't, you will get charged, and you're not going to get charged just a little bit. You're going to get charged like an exorbitant amount. So I always kind of pad my weights a little bit. So like, I know this is probably going to be like a 7-ounce shirt. I probably put it in as like 12, which means my buyer's going to pay $1 more for Mercari shipping than, you know, a shirt that's a little bit lower. But I'd rather them pay $1 than me pay like $6 or whatever the fee is. Mercari didn't used to be as, you know, sticklers about it, but I think they just got burned on their giant flat rate shipping that they get for discounts. And so they're just a little bit crazier about it now. So, okay, so let's view order. So this is 7.9. And let's look at our label. So I always go to open label and I just check. Our label says that it is up to 12 ounces, which is what I guess I did. So I know I'm good to go. I can print this and I don't have to sweat it. Yeah, thanks you guys. Thanks Thrifty, and thanks Sarah for figuring this out together. That's great. And I am watching what you guys are saying because I am interested in this. I'm sure at some point I will get a cancellation and stuff, and I need to know this information. So we are hashtag better together, baby. All right, this is going to Ramil in California, Maryland, and Texas today. We got to complete our little puzzle piece here. Perfect. Verification complete. You're a real person. Salvi Mermaid Tales is here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. We are going to confirm this as sent, and it's confirmed. Okay, next up on Mercari, we have a pair of 7 jeans. This is an interesting brand. A lot of people will confuse 7s with 7 for All Mankind. That is not the same brand. So one is a higher end brand. 7s are more of a middle tier brand. I don't always pick them up, but I will pick them up if they have a couple things, and I'll show you guys what those things are. So number one, the embroidery on the back. If they have the thick stitch like this, I will generally pick them up because I know that they're going to sell. I will also pick them up if they are flared or boot cut, because that Y2K aesthetic is super popular right now. So embroidery, boot cut, again, I'm buying these for the aesthetic of them, not necessarily just the brand. And then also, if you can find ones that have distressing or the whiskering or anything, these are going to sell pretty quickly. And I actually marked these kind of reasonable. Like I said, it's not a brand I sell a lot. I did some research online. The price is kind of all over the place for these. And so I sold these. I got these for like $1. So, I mean, who cares really what we got for them, because it's still a good deal. But I wanted to sell them for $14 on Mercari. That means no seller fees or anything like that. So it's really more like 16. So we made about $15 in profit on these. I probably could have gotten more like 20 for these if I wanted to haggle the price and have them sit in my inventory forever. And I ain't doing that. Like, I am what I refer to as a turn and burn seller, meaning that I want to get stuff in the inventory, I want to get stuff out of the inventory, and I want to move on with my life. So I'm not looking for things to sit and get stagnant. Every time I have to delist and relist an item and go through that whole process, it's just costing me time, and time is money. So in my mind, and everyone's different, but in my mind, I would much rather just make $2 less or whatever and just move on, right? But I also am a different kind of sourcer. I don't know a lot of people that source only from garage sales, which is what I do. I've only been to Goodwill in our town here. I've lived here almost a year now, and I've only been to Goodwill once. I've been to our little local thrift store 4 times, and that's it, because I source so much at garage sales. I mean, I went to 122, I think it was like 122 garage sales last weekend. So that's my main, my main course of selling. So I'm getting stuff for $1 or $2. So I don't mind selling it for a little bit less. Now, if you are primarily getting stuff from like the thrift store, then I would be a little bit more cognizant about what you're selling it for, right? It may have to sit in the shop in your store for just a minute longer in order to be able to make that profit. So it just has to do a lot with how you're getting your stuff. So this is going to Missouri. We got a new place today, guys. We're finally out of California, we're out of Texas, and we're out of Maryland, at least for a second. That song was just as nice as Squeak O'Clock. Ooh, yeah, you missed Squeak O'Clock today. Squeak O'Clock will be at 7 o'clock again today. My dogs, you guys, both of them do this, but especially my little girl, Sally, Salarita Lugosi Roscalina Rabici. She squeaks her little octopus toy or piggy or chickie or hedgie or penguin. Someone's getting squeaked over and over. They'll squeak them at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, 8 in the morning, noon on the dot, and 7 o'clock on the dot. So squeaky, squeaky. I think you guys heard it last night. They were going crazy. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh no, it was night before last. That's right. It was night before last. Okay, so those are confirmed as sent. Let's see. What is our next thing on Mercari? Is that everything? Oh no, we got one more on Mercari. Maybe 2 more on Mercari. Okay, so this was a lot of pins that I got. I got like 14 of them for $5. I think it was like $5. And they're all just different. Like this one's kind of like supposed to be like a Harry Potter-esque, I think, pin. But all of them had like little kitty cats and, kind of like gothic-y witchy stuff. They had like moons and stars, and they're actually crazy, insanely cute pins. I'm surprised they haven't sold even faster. I just got these listed. It's got kind of like a whimsy goth kind of aesthetic to it. And so this little guy here, we sold him for $6.80. I think there's 12 of them total. So I'll probably wind up making about $60 profit off of all of them. And they only cost me $5. So you can't go wrong with that. Now I have 480,000 Amazon Prime envelopes because hello. So what I do on these is I cut the tops off like this. This is a little trick I do. I cut the tops off and I'll use this top here for something like this. And then I'll just put it in one of my little small poly mailers. And then I will use the bottom for something else. So it kind of looks like an envelope. So then I'll just put the item in and then I roll that over. And then that way it double pads that. So if I'm selling like something, I'm going to put something in to keep this flat, or maybe that's something else small, then I'll just use that for that item. And then for this item, we're just going to wrap it in this, take off my address label, although does it really matter because they're going to see it anyways. But I always feel like if it's on packaging that's in the inside, it always seems weirder to me than if it's like, just not as noticeable. So I'm just going to wrap this little guy up in here. For something this small, I usually will take a picture of me doing it. And I know that seems probably a little redundant, but sometimes the small things like this are the ones that you end up getting like the I got my package and there was nothing in it. So I just find with the small things, I would take a picture. So this little guy here, I had it happen one time where a lady told me that I didn't put a lid on something. It was this tiny little Mary Englebright thing. There's no way I could have sent it without the lid. And she tried to say that I didn't. I had another lady on a larger teapot once that tried doing the same thing. And it was like, after that, I just started taking a little picture, and I will put this in the envelope and take a photo. Now, would this hold up on like if I did like Mercari, or if I had to like report this or whatever? Probably not. They're going to be like, we don't care. But I can say to the customer, hey, I've got a photo of this item in the package. You know, would you like me to send that over? Some of the platforms you can send pictures on, others you can't. But sometimes just saying something like that will stop the scammers. So then I'm going to do that. I'm going to print this out. So let's view order. Whoa, 485,000. 485,000 what's? Holy smokes. 485,000. How long do you wait before you relist an old item? Man, I wish I had a method to my madness. I don't really have like a set time. What I try to do is every day I try to like list items, cross list those items, and then delist and relist at least like 10 old things. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Now, does that match up with how much time you have in a day? I don't know. I mean, everybody is different. So I would say, though, it's definitely woven into my day, and it's pretty fast. I mean, I've got Vendu, so it's pretty quick. That being said, I'm not just delisting and relisting right now. I'm delisting, going in and fixing the old terrible descriptions and stuff. Like I had to take that shirt out and put measurements on it because there wasn't one. So for something like that, I definitely am fixing things, so it takes a little bit longer. But I mean, it doesn't, if you're using like a cross-listing platform, whether it's, you know, Autoposher or I use Vendu, whatever it is you're using, it's usually pretty fast for delisting and relisting. So there's that. I need to see your tape dispenser on your table. I know, I need to like, if you thrifty, when you get off here, just go into my link tree and go into reseller supplies, and it's in there. I think it's under like supplies every reseller needs or something like that. The problem is that my iPad is connected to my mount thing here, and my tape dispenser is taped to my table. So there's not a whole heck of a lot I can do about that. Okay, let's see. We're going to mark that confirm as set. All right. And then I think we've got one more. Do we have one more on Mercari? Mercari is hopping today. Let's take a look here. Yes, we got one more on Mercari. Okay. So this is a Levi's hat. I got this at a sale for 25 cents. It looks vintage, but it's not, because it's got like the newer Levi's tag on the back. I believe I was able to date this too, because I know how to read Levi's stuff. Yeah. So this is a 2020. So it's not old, but it's meant to look old. So that's a nice, easy little pop it in the bag. I don't need to like do anything fancy to it. We're going to put a hat sticker in there, a hat and a hat. So that'll be fun. And then we're just going to pop this right into a poly mailer. I'm not, like I said, it's just a hat. You don't need to like get crazy and, you know, double wrap it or anything like that. It's a knit hat. Now, if it was a regular hat, we'd probably have a different conversation, but just a little knit hat, it's not going to get, you know, hurt or destroyed in a little mailer. All right, let's go to view order here, and then let's take a look at our weight, make sure we're good. We should be, I've been pretty good about my weights on Mercari. I wasn't at the beginning, but yeah, so it's up to 12 ounces. So this is going to Felipe in Georgia. It's always interesting to me when someone purchases something that's like a warm hat and they live in an area that is like a hat to keep you warm, and they live in an area that's so warm. I mean, Georgia is very warm and hot, but maybe he's going to be going on vacation or going somewhere for the winter and needs a little warm hat. Oh man, we're getting full already, guys. We haven't even gotten over to Depop yet. Holy smokes. Okay, confirm as sent. All right. And then moving right along. All right, we need to pick up our pace too because my post office is going to close in like 40 minutes. Go as fast as I can. Okay. Oh my gosh, we have so many Depops. Whoa. Whoa. Oh boy. All right, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get to all these today. Okay, so the first thing we are starting out with is a Marine Corps hoodie. I got this I went to this sale back in Washington and I scored like there was this little box in the corner that had all these like old school sweatshirts and stuff in it. And I believe that's where I got this one. I think that's where I got this one. So I would have paid, I mean, maybe 25 cents or something for it. And it sold for $22.25. So that's a good little profit on that one. Take a picture with your phone. Oh, that's a great idea. Perfect idea. All right, there's some messy stuff in the background. So don't mind the mess. So that is the tape dispenser. So it has suction cups on the bottom. You can see it. But then I also have it taped to the side. And then that little bar at the top here is a protector. So when I'm not using it, I can just flip it up. That way, if my arm touches it, it doesn't hurt or anything. It also keeps the tape from coming back. And I just buy the tape in bulk off of Amazon when they go on sale. It's just a standard tape roll. And I'll take a picture too from the side if you want me to. And then you can see it here. So this is what it looks like. I love this one, man. It's my workhorse. I can't imagine living a life without it. And then that just pops off in the back and you put a new roll on. So yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, like I said, they're in my link tree if you want to get them. I don't know what the price is. It wasn't very expensive. Like very much worth whatever I spent on it to not have to use this thing every time I want to tape something. I mean, that's just crazy. Okay, so we're going to copy this here. We're going to go over to Pirate Ship. We're going to put this in. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I know. I was just looking at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to pick up the pace. I might not even get everything shipped today. I needed to start earlier. So this is going to New Jersey. I definitely had a slacker moment this morning for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. And this is 1 pound, 1 ounce. Man, you gotta love it when you can keep it under a pound, but I mean, it is what it is. So this is going to Cassidy in New Jersey. And we're looking at $7.21. I probably charged like $8.50 for this, would be my guess. On Depop, we're gonna print this out from Ye Old Pirate Ship. And congratulations, we now have a label. Moving right along. Yeah, I am going to be getting a workout going into the post office and stuff today. Holy actual smokes. Okay, so we need to mark this as shipped. Yeah, so this is an interesting little fun fact. I guess, do you guys remember last week when I was having issues with an order on Depop? It kept popping up and saying that the item had not been shipped. Like over and over and over again, it kept saying that. Well, I was in touch with Depop and actually wound up speaking to like the head of their technical department because we could not get it figured out. Like they couldn't figure out why it kept popping out. Nobody could figure out what it was. At first, I wasn't speaking to like the head of the situation. I was just speaking to like a regular customer service person. They wound up forwarding me through emails to like the big dog. And when I finally got a hold of him, he gave me an actual answer. So this little pair of shorts, we just listed these. I got these for $1 last weekend at a garage sale. We sold them for $15.19. Little Iron Flex is a great little brand. Bread and butter, easy. They don't sell for a lot, but if you can get them for cheap, they're great. It's Iron Flex. So I'm talking to this guy through Depop, and we figured out what it was. On Depop, for some reason, if the zip code skews weirdly in Depop's system. So let's say in this case, it was to Chicago and the zip code was like 60110 or something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, this is going to Texas again. Of course it is. We're going to get rid of the emoji that the person has in their address because that's insane. And I guess on Depop, if for any reason it says that the zip code is not a zip code that's recognized, which I was like, it's Chicago, but it was the 4 digits after that. It just wasn't in Depop's system, I guess, for some reason. And it keeps spitting it out as an invalid zip code. So what happens is you will get paid out by it, but it takes like 10 days for it to clear the system, and then you get paid. Now, the downside to that is I believe that during that time at the end, the algorithm caught that I looked like a late shipper because I had a few days in there that I didn't sell anything on Depop. And y'all know how much I sell on Depop every single day. Like I usually sell anywhere between 5 to 10 things on Depop every day. And so I had days of just crickets, nothing. So I'm like, yeah, you can't tell me that the algorithm is not affecting that. So anyways, I got it cleared up. It was all fixed. I was all excited. Thank goodness it's done. And now it's happening with another item. So I re-messaged them and the guy's like, yeah, it's the same situation, you know, blah, blah, blah. We're so sorry you're going through this. Apologies, apologies, apologies. So it'll be interesting to see because now it's going to take 10 days for this new thing to clear out of the system. And I am very curious to see if it ends up doing the same thing that it did last time, which is slowing down my sales because of the algorithm. So I guess we'll find out together if our theories were right, because I know you guys had the same feelings that I did about the whole situation, thinking that, yeah, that's just too mysterious that the sales would be down that much. You know, that just doesn't make any sense. So anyways, to make a long story short, we'll find out. I am in the throes of dealing with that right now. I am exceptionally unexcited about it. However, you know, it is what it is. And Depop, I will say, is one of those companies that they're just continuing to grow and grow and grow. So I'm just hoping that over time, as they continue to grow, they will continue to fix issues like that. Up too late doing that awesome interview. Yeah, and then I wanted to finish getting my cross listings done after that from yesterday. I wasn't done by the time I got on the live. And so I wanted to finish those. And then I just was still kind of awake from doing that. I had a ton of coffee yesterday to stay up late. And so I wanted to plan a little Call of Duty. And so I think all in all, I probably didn't actually fall asleep until I don't know, maybe 2:30 or something, which I know for a lot of you, you're like, oh, that's nothing. For me, that's bananas. So, but it was totally worth it. I had so much fun doing that interview. And we're just wrapping up a little hat here. I had so much fun doing that interview. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm okay with being a little strapped for time. And you know what, you guys, I could have gotten done with my shipping earlier today. I just was being a little lazy, and I had a sandwich and watched a little Heroes. And I mean, I lived my life. Is it a crime? Goodness. Well, nope. Now I'm sweating doing shipping. And technically, this stuff doesn't have to go out, Daniel, in Florida. Technically, this stuff doesn't have to all go out today because I ship so often. But you know what? I still like to get things out. And I'm going to be garage sailing tomorrow, y'all, because you know that. So I need to get this stuff out and done so that I can move along with my life of filling up this entire room again. Oh, my gosh. Snap dabble. Yeah. Funny. Hi, Bella. I am happy to see you today. All right, so we got UPS Ground Saver. They paid $6.99 for shipping. We are getting charged $4.42, so we made a little bit of money. This is a little Kubota hat. It was a women's, so I knew it was going to take a long time to sell. The reason I got it is because I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. I had gotten a men's. I think I got a Kimes Ranch and maybe a men's Kubota and this. Of course, the men's one sold so fast. And this women's one, I had a feeling it was going to sit for a while, and it did, but that's okay. Moving right along. Woo, guys, I'm sweating. Honey, I'm sweating. Break out the deodorant. We got a lot of orders. Okay, marking as shipped. UPS, tracking number, paste. It's amazing how fast I can move when I'm under the gun. Okay, under the pew-pew, under the pew-pew, under the pew-pew. Okay, so this one is going to, where is this going? Baton Rouge, and this is a pair of pants. Which ones are these? These look like these here. Is there only two other pairs? Yeah. Okay, so this is a little pair of, it looks like Miss Me's. I am always selling Miss Me's. Oh my gosh, I just listed these. Wait, are these the ones I just listed last night? No, these are the ones I listed 2 days ago. So a little pair of Miss Me's. I always sell these. These ones wound up selling for $23 over on Depop. The nice thing about these is that Depop, the fee is only like $1 for a transaction fee. So the rest of that's profit. I think I got these for like a couple bucks at a garage sale or something. And these are going to Louisiana. I do get this question a lot about Miss Me's, so I'll just answer this because I have a feeling that I'm going to get this question. How do you sell Miss Me's? My Miss Me's just sit in my store. The thing about Miss Me's is that you have to be really, really, really good about your descriptive words and your keywords. And what I mean by that is in your descriptions, when you're writing these things out, you have to make sure that you're putting things in here that are going to, oh, that's cute, little lipstick, that are going to fit these pants. So if I asked you to describe to me, and let's all do this together because I am curious to see who understands this concept, who needs this concept, who needs help with this. Here's my question. If you had to describe the aesthetic, meaning like the kind of person that's going to wear some Miss Me's, what would you say? And I'll start it out because it's just as easy. I'll start with rock. Rock would be a great way to describe someone. Someone that's into rock or rock music is probably into wearing a pair of Miss Me's. So my question to you is, what are some other good descriptive words that you can think of that would help to describe someone that would be buying a pair of Miss Me pants? So Miss Me's have like bling and rhinestones and all that kind of stuff on it. What do you guys got? Rodeo. Perfect. Exactly. 100%. That is a perfect word for that. Yeah, fill the room. You know it's going to be a haul, guys. It's a haul every single weekend. Rodeo is perfect. Anyone else have a good fabric shaver? Mine is dying. Yeah, you know, this is the one I use, but my son gave it to me, so I don't even know where he got it. But I would love a recommendation in here would be great. Other things for this. So rock, rodeo, Western style, biker, bike life, bike core, moto, which is for motorcycle, bling, glam, Paris Hilton, brats, Y2K aesthetic, not Y2K, Y2K aesthetic. Like these are all things I can think of. And if you've got those words in your descriptions, it's going to trigger the algorithm. But if you're not putting that stuff in there, you are competing with mass amounts of Miss Me's. I don't even know how many there are online. It's probably a fairly good amount, I would guess. Like it has to be in the thousands for Miss Me's. So you're really competing against a lot of people for that. So it's really important that you, you know, stand out, and you're going to stand out by doing that. Okay, so we got UPS and paste. Mark item as shipped. Oh my gosh, are we seriously still going? Okay, now we've got another pair of pants here. Holy smokes, this is a lot today, you guys. This is a lot of stuff, and I just shipped. So this is wild. Country, thank you, country. Also, Santa Fe, ranch, farm. Because of the flare, you could even probably get away with like a boho fashion because of the flare. So there's just a million different ways to describe a pair of Miss Me's, and that's going to be what separates you from the other ones that are on there. Very important. I am going to be working on like a PDF of some sorts for my descriptive words. I just have to sit down and do it because most of this stuff is in my head. I've got some stuff in a note section of my phone, but it's, if you guys saw the hot mess that is, you would not want it. So it needs to get organized. My brain works a little backwards and a little unusual. I have all sorts of things that are going on in my brain. Maryland, what is going on? Maryland in the house. How many is that, you guys? How many Marylands is that? I don't even know at this point. That is crazy. And then we've got 1 pound, 15 ounces. That is wild. Mike, I'm so happy to see you. Mike was the second person on today, actually. He has left us and then he came back. Welcome back, Mike. All right, we're gonna buy the label on that. And okay, so we're looking at $7.21 for this label. We charged $8.50, so made about $1.30 on that, which is great. Pays for all of the blood, sweat, and tears, right? Sweat literally. Okay, what else do we have? Holy smokes, you guys. We got full bags in the house today. Gosh, that means we probably did like close to $1,000 over the last couple of days. That's awesome. That is very exciting. Okay, let's see. Put that on Depop. Probably made $1,000 and probably realistically spent like maybe $35 on all of this. So that's not bad at all, if you ask me. That's some good, as they would say, that's some good eating, Clark. Pop quiz, what's that from? You're welcome. I thought a spin wheel for the keywords would be sweet. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I love that. Nice suggestion, Vicious. All right, so that is shipped. Honey, we just sold something else on Depop. Can you grab it for me real quick? Are you available? Husband? Nope. Husband is missing. He's ran away from us, you guys. Okay, back to here. We still have this boo. I need to get her shipped. And I think, yeah, I think that would be okay because we're going to wrap her up pretty good. All right, so we are going to get her snuggled up in here. We're going to do some paper. We are going to make this label say nice and flat because someone that's buying this is buying it because they want to keep it in this container. So we want to get this really nicely done. And then I will definitely be buying extra insurance on this. That is without a shadow of a doubt happening. There's no way in any world that I would ever ship something over $100 without insurance. The insurance on stuff is not that expensive. I mean, in a year's time, I probably spend $50 on extra insurance, maybe 40. But I have had insurance stuff save me a couple times. I'm in a case right now with one that they're trying to not let me win, but that's okay. We will win because you know why, guys? Because I'm the world's most stubborn human being. Justin calls it relentless. And I call it, I will never deal with injustices. So if I think that something isn't just or fair, I will literally do whatever it takes to make sure that something just happens. Like a friend of mine got ripped off at a store for like $1. And this is so silly. And I understand it probably sounds petty, but like, she was like, oh, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, you always get taken advantage of. You're always getting, people are always like, taking advantage of you and your generosity and stuff. I was like, no, you are going to get the $1 back. So I went in and stood in line and waited for a manager to get her $1 back because the person working there was trying to say that they didn't owe her, and they did. And I was nice about it, but it was like, come on. I mean, let's all be just and fair. It should be a just and fair world. That's how my brain works, though. I also have neurospicy stuff that makes me do things that are just and fair. So if it's not like that, I don't understand it. I have a really hard time processing that. I could never be like a career criminal because my brain wouldn't allow me to do that. So for me, that's how it works. And like, I'll never forget when I was super pregnant. My mom and I were headed to Eastern Washington to take my brother to a basketball camp. And we stopped by a Taco Bell. I don't think I'd ever been to a Taco Bell in my life. And when we got our tacos, they were just like these smashed. It was smashed everywhere. All the ingredients had fallen out. It was all loose in the bag. It was just really poorly put together. And I understand Taco Bell is not like super fancy, but I mean, it was inedible. Like everything was literally just loose in the bag. Well, now growing up, my mom and I and my brother, we didn't have a lot of money. My mom made $5 an hour cleaning houses. And so, going to take my brother to this camp was a big deal. Getting to stop by fast food was like an actual really huge treat for me. That's not something we got to do in our life. I was raised on food stamp hamburger and government cheese. So getting to go somewhere like that was a treat. And so my mom was excited for us to take us there. It's the first time we'd ever been. And when we got our food, my mom was just so disappointed. Now, my mom was like more of like a nice kind of I wouldn't say she was a church mouse, but she definitely wasn't someone to like ruffle feathers or anything like that. Is this under a pound? Oh my gosh, I think it is under a pound. So she wasn't one to like ruffle feathers. I'm going to put this as over a pound though, because I want to buy extra insurance and all that. And she's like, oh, well, we'll just put it back together in the bag. And I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. We're not doing that. So I am literally like almost 9 months pregnant. I'm rolling up in this Taco Bell. I literally took the bag, set it down on the counter, and then I just opened it. And I was like, would you want to eat this? And the manager came over, and then all these people were like, give the pregnant lady tacos, give the pregnant lady tacos. This is a true story. And I was able to get her money back. And my mom, when I got back in the car, she's like, you know what you are? And I was like, no, what am I? She's like, you're an injustice warrior. And so ever since then, that's been like my nickname is like, oh yeah, Charity, she's the injustice warrior. If there's an injustice, she'll take care of it for you. And that's just been like a standing running family joke now. But hey, we got some really fresh, nice tacos. Like the manager was not about to not give the hungry pregnant woman the tacos. Oh my goodness, you guys, that's so funny. I can't believe I just told that story. Hi, Jem. Yeah, government cheese. I was raised on food safety for government cheese. The blocks of like cheese that I don't know that it's actually cheese. That was what I was raised on. Okay, so we're going to buy the additional liability coverage. It's going to cost me $3, but you know what? It's going to be the best $3 I ever spent, because now if this thing gets ruined in transit, I have a leg to stand on. They paid $9.80 for shipping. I am choosing to spend $11.80, so it cost me basically $2. But if something happens to this package, I don't have to worry about it, and we can move on with not being stressed about that. I'm going to put a little fragile sticker on here. That's either going to get it kicked or not. But you know what? We do what we can. And maybe this helps. Maybe it doesn't. But maybe it also helps if I have to win a case, right? Oh, Arizona says, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, yeah. I was raised on the cheese that you're not sure it's cheese, the cans of food with the white label with like the pig on the outside, or the cans of food that didn't have labels anymore. Because that's how you got the cans for free. And then we would have like mystery dinner nights, which is my mom would just open up 3 mystery cans because we didn't know what they were. And you just combine that. You put it in a cast iron pan on the stove on low. You throw a little bit of that cheese in there. You put a little nature seasoning in there. You're good to go. That's what I was raised on. So, all right. I think that's everybody. Did we get everything? Did we do everything? Is everyone shipped? All right, you guys, I'm going to jam out of here because I got to run to the post office. Our post office closes in like 15 minutes. So I got to get out of here. Love you guys to pieces. I will be back on later today. I have to get some more photos and do some listings. So I'll probably see you guys a little bit later on tonight, unless I get sidetracked, which is always humanly possible. So thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the reposts. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you for answering all the questions. Thank you for inviting followers in. Thank you for being a friend. All right. Bye, you guys. And if you are joining us on YouTube, thanks again for watching us on the reading. Are you doing your hair with, I got questions. Are you doing the rainbow with your hair? Yes, I am. That is what I'm doing. And hi, Swamp Picker. I have a pair of golden goods. Need to get it checked out. Yeah. You must be talking about check. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me on YouTube. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.